Okay, so the first problem is 2 to the power of 5 over 2 minus 2 to the power of 3 over 2. So the important thing to remember is that 5 is the exponential term and 2 tells you the degree of the root. So in this case, it would be better suited to have the 2 to the 5th inside your parentheses and then the 1/2 to be outside of your parentheses. This works out because 5 times 1/2 will give you the fraction of 5 over 2. This could be traced back to the property of exponents using multiplication. So it works out better to use this way because 2 to the 5th, as you'll find out, is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and then you'll figure out that that's 32. And then all you have to do is figure out what 32 to the 1/2 power is, and you can also write 1/2 power as 32 root 2, so it's just a regular square root. 32 isn't a perfect square, so what you can do is you can split it up into its multiples, and you could come out in your head and say that it's also 4 times 8, but then you realize that 8 could also be split up into 4 times 4 times 2. Now here you have a pair, so it allows you to get the 4 and escape outside of the square root sign, and then all you're left with is the 4 outside, and then you have the square root of 2. But this is only simplifying the first part of the problem. Then we have to subtract this from something else. Now we have 2 to the power of 3 to the 1/2 power. 2 to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to be 8. And then we have 8 to the 1/2 power, and just similarly like the other problem, we have this 1/2 power, which can be simplified into square root of 8, which is the normal, square root sign. And it just says give me two numbers that will, when you multiply, give me 8. There is none, so what we do to simplify this radical is that we split up the inner number into its products, and we get 4 times 2. Right? So this 2 isn't actually necessary. Afterwards, what's the square root of 4? Well, we know it's 2, so we're going to put it outside, and then the 4 inside vanishes. So then all we're left with is 2 square root of 2. Now, another thing is we have to do this problem right now. 4 square root of 2 minus 2 square root of 2. Here, what we can do is you could view these square roots of 2 as x's if it makes it look easier. 4x minus 2x, well, that's simple, that's just 2x, right? 4 minus 2 is 2, then we keep the x. But another way, which is preferable to see it, is that we have this problem right here. What do these two things have in common is the square root of 2. We can easily factor out the square root of 2 from both numbers, and from this one we'll only be left with 4, and from here we'll only be left with 2. Now 4 minus 2 is 2, and then 2 times the square root of 2 will give me this. So the answer is 2 square root of 2.